The late afternoon sunlight bathed the living room in a golden hue. Aaron Matthews stood in the kitchen, staring out the window as he stirred a pot of spaghetti. His thoughts wandered, as they often did, to Sarah, his late wife. 2 years had passed since the car accident that took her life. And though the ache had dulled, it had not disappeared. "Dad, look!" Lucas, his 8-year-old son, bounded into the kitchen holding a makeshift telescope he had crafted from cardboard tubes. His curly brown hair was slightly mussed, and his big blue eyes sparkled with excitement. Aaron smiled, grateful for the distraction. "What have you got there, buddy?" "It's a telescope. I'm going to find aliens," Lucas declared, holding the contraption up to one eye. Aaron chuckled. "Aliens? Huh, let me know if you find any. They might want some spaghetti." Life had been simple and focused. Work, home, and Lucas, that was all Aaron allowed himself to think about. But there were moments, like when he glanced at Sarah's picture on the mantel or passed by their favorite coffee shop, when he wondered if he would ever find happiness again. That question began to shift when he met Rachel. It was at a charity gala Aaron had reluctantly agreed to attend. As a manager at a local tech firm, he was often invited to community events. But this one felt particularly daunting. His colleagues had convinced him, promising it would be a good opportunity to get out there. Aaron had been nursing a glass of wine in the corner, trying to blend into the wallpaper, when Rachel approached. "You look like you're plotting an escape," she said with a warm smile, her golden hair falling in soft waves over her shoulders. Caught off guard, Aaron chuckled. "That obvious?" "A little," she admitted. "I'm Rachel, by the way. I work with the Children's Foundation hosting this event." From that moment, the conversation flowed effortlessly. Rachel was engaging, funny, and quick-witted. She spoke passionately about her work with underprivileged kids and had a knack for making Aaron feel like he was the only person in the room. When he went home that night, he found himself smiling, a rare occurrence these days. Rachel quickly became a fixture in Aaron and Lucas's life. She brought over home-cooked meals, suggested family outings, and even helped Lucas with his homework. "Rachel's really nice," Aaron said to Lucas one evening as they set the table for dinner. "Don't you think?" Lucas shrugged, concentrating on aligning the silverware. "She's okay." Aaron ruffled his son's hair. "She's more than okay. I think she's going to make our lives a lot better." Lucas didn't respond, but he couldn't ignore the growing unease in his chest. At first, Rachel seemed perfect. She laughed at Lucas's jokes, listened to his stories about space and dinosaurs, and always brought little gifts, a book, a pack of his favorite gummies, or a new puzzle. But when Aaron wasn't around, her demeanor changed. One evening, Lucas accidentally spilled juice on the coffee table while Rachel was babysitting. She grabbed his arm tightly, her nails digging into his skin. "Look what you've done," she hissed. "You're so clumsy. Do you know how hard it is to clean this?" Lucas stammered an apology, his eyes wide with fear. When Aaron returned later that night, Rachel was all smiles again, as if nothing had happened. Lucas tried to shake off his unease, but the incidents began piling up. Rachel ignored him when Aaron wasn't home, made cutting remarks about his schoolwork, and occasionally snapped at him in a way that left him feeling small. One night, Lucas woke up thirsty. As he tiptoed to the kitchen, he heard Rachel's voice coming from the living room. "Mark, I told you, everything is on track," she said, her tone sharp. "The wedding is in 2 weeks. After that, we'll be set." Lucas froze in the hallway, his heart pounding. The next morning, when Rachel left to run errands, Lucas crept into her office. Her sleek laptop sat on the desk, and to his surprise, it was unlocked. His fingers trembled as he clicked through her files. Most of it seemed normal, work documents, photos, but then he found a folder titled Insurance. Inside was a policy naming Rachel as the beneficiary of Aaron's life insurance, with a payout of $2 million in the event of his accidental death. Lucas's stomach churned. He didn't understand all the details, but he knew enough to recognize that something was terribly wrong. The day of the wedding dawned bright and clear, but Lucas's mood was anything but sunny. He had tried to tell his father about Rachel, but Aaron had dismissed his concerns as pre-wedding jitters. "Lucas, Rachel loves us," Aaron had said, his voice patient but firm. "I know this is a big change, but I promise, it's for the best." Now, standing at the front of the church, Lucas felt like he was going to explode. The officiant's words blurred together as Lucas gripped the ring pillow tightly. If anyone can show just cause why this couple should not be joined in matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace. The room fell silent. Lucas's hands shook. Wait, he shouted, his voice breaking the stillness. Every head turned toward him. Aaron's brow furrowed in confusion, while Rachel's smile froze on her face. What is it, Lucas? Aaron asked gently, kneeling down to his son's level. Lucas took a deep breath. You can't marry her, Dad. She's lying to you. She's going to hurt you. The room erupted in murmurs. Rachel's expression shifted from shock to anger. Aaron, he's just a child, she said, her voice tight. He doesn't understand. But Lucas pressed on. I heard her talking to someone named Mark. She's planning something bad. I found her insurance papers. If something happens to you, she gets all the money. Aaron's face paled. He turned to Rachel. Is this true? Rachel stammered, but before she could respond, Lucas added, and she's being mean to me when you're not around. She grabs me and says things like I'm a problem. The congregation gasped. Rachel's mask finally slipped, and she glared at Lucas with pure venom. You little brat, she snapped. You've ruined everything. Rachel fled the church, pushing past stunned guests. Aaron stood frozen, processing the revelation. The police were called, and Lucas explained everything. Rachel's behavior, the phone calls, and the files he found. Investigators confirmed that Rachel was part of a long-running con, targeting wealthy men for their money. Aaron was devastated but grateful. You saved me, buddy, he said, hugging Lucas tightly. Months later, life began to settle. Rachel remained at large, but Aaron and Lucas focused on rebuilding their lives. They attended counseling together, strengthening their bond. On the anniversary of the wedding that wasn't, they spent the day hiking and fishing, sitting by a serene lake. Aaron looked at Lucas and said, You're the bravest kid I know. I don't know what I'd do without you. Lucas beamed. We're a team, Dad, always. As the sun set, they packed up their things, ready to face whatever the future held, together.